Hello everyone and welcome to another session of how to become a financial analyst. Today we will discuss a most commonly used function called sum along with the reference or a dollar sign. So before I start, let me explain you. For example, this is a sheet which showing the employees commission for the last 6 months, and these are my 6 months and these are the names of my employees. If I want to take a sum of this number, the most commonly is you can go into your home ribbon and over here there's a sum sign and you can go and click once. System will automatically select the range and you just double click and you can have a sum of the column. Second way is you can do manually, where you can write SUM bracket start from here till here, bracket close and enter. Either whatever is a convenient way you can do that. And then simply, if I want to copy something, I will hold it from here and drag it till the end. So, and the second is if I want to do another sum, I will go over here and system has automatically selected from column C to column H. This is what I want, and I will simply click it over here and copy it to this place. And here I got the column total as well as I got the individual total of the employee total commission is concerned. So this is one of the most simplest way of putting a sum formula. Now before I move to our sum reference or something or a dollar sign, I want to share you a very simple formula. If you understand this formula, then you can easily manage the dollar sign or our cell references. In this example, I'm saying that if you put a dollar sign before the column reference, and what is column? A, B, C, D are the column references. If you put a dollar sign before the column reference, then column reference will not be changed and it will be copied horizontally. Okay, so if the column does not change, it will be copied horizontally. But if you put a dollar sign before the row reference, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, then if you copy it vertically, the row number will not change. Okay, and if you put the dollar before column reference and before row reference, then neither the row nor the column will be changed and it will be copied as it is. This is a very basic formula. Now to understand this thing, let me give you a very simple example. And this is the simple example is that this is a sample of an invoice from an ABC company. This is the invoice number. And this is the sales tax or a tax, whatever it is. And whenever I create an invoice, I change the tax as per the province or state, whatever you call it. And here are some of the states which I've taken as an example, and they have different tax rates. For example, I will select state D, which has a 5%, and what I will do, I will say is equals to, and my cursor will go here and system will pick a 5%. So what I will do to calculate as sales tax, I will say is equals to bracket start column C multiplied by column D bracket close into or multiply by the tax percentage. And here we can see that a 5% of the total value is 1.46. Now what I will do, if I have to do a total calculation, actually I'll be doing the same thing, is equals to bracket start this column C, which is a unit price, to be multiplied by the quantity which is in column D, bracket close, and then I will say add the tax, and here the value becomes 30.56. Now if I drag this thing, okay, before I do this, I can change the tax percentage. For example, over here is 5%, which is 1.46 and 30. If I say is equals to, let me change this tax percentages, which is for another state, and I'll do that. So 1.46 become 2.4 and the amount changes. So here you can select all the tax percentages, and every time you go and you can change it and all your calculation. But now if I hold it from here and I copy it till the bottom, the problem is there's something went wrong. Now what is that went wrong is, when I say here and press F2, now you can see these two cells are involved and 8.25, which is a tax percentage, is involved. And the cell reference for this is F3. and if I select F2 here, you can easily see the F3 cell is appearing here. But the moment I go here and press F2, I can see this 9 is getting multiplied by 388, and there this cell is getting multiplied with the value. And because why? Because F3 become F4, because by default if we copy something vertically in Excel, the row references automatically change, and this is we all know. Now I don't want row references to be changed, so what I will do, because here it become, this is F3, in the second row it become F4, in the third row it become F5, and so on. So I want to control this thing. So if I want to control, what I will do, because I want to hold the row reference, and for the row reference what we have learned, that we have to put the dollar sign before the row reference. So coming back to the sheet, we will go into the edit mode and we'll put a dollar sign over here and say enter, and now I can drag this thing to the bottom, and as you can see, everything gets settled. Even over here, if I press F2, this is saying 3.88 to be multiplied by 6 into 8.25, and the total is here. And again, now it's easy for me. If I want to change the quantities for another city and I want to change the invoice, I can simply go here and say select the percentage, which is 7 something, and the moment I select this cell, you can see automatically the values get changed in the cell. Let's do another example. Now here your boss calls you and he says that this is the 2 weeks of a production plan. So this is first week and this is the second week. So he wants you to tell him the cost of each day. How much production cost will be if we produced these standard quantities, because this is the capacity per of each line. So these are my products and this is the line capacity for the each day. The total production cost of each unit is mentioned over here, and we know working in a company, we know that the fixed cost per day to run the overheads of the department, $200 is the fixed cost for each day. Now if I want to calculate the total value or a production cost for first Monday, what I will do, simply we will do a simple formula which says is equals to bracket start 250, which is a quantity, to be multiplied by 5 bracket close, and add a $200 into it, which is a cost. So now if I press, it says that $1,450 is the cost to produce 250 bottles of a shampoo, 100 ml shampoo, and the production of each bottle is 5 and 200 is the cost. But if I want to copy this formula into the next month, as you can see that they are very abnormal numbers. Why there's abnormal numbers? Because if I put my cursor over here, what I've seen, I am seeing that 7,250 getting multiplied with this 10 million number, and 0 will be added, but again then it is giving me, I don't know, trillion numbers, 76 trillion numbers. So this is not correct. So how I will control my things here? So first of all, let me update the formula using the same table, where I know that if I want to put a dollar before the column will be seized, and if I put a dollar before the row will be seized, and if I put the dollar before row and before column, both will be seized. So following this formula, what I will do, my formula is correct. So over here, see, do I want, when I move to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, this 250 to be changed? No, because I want 250 to be constant and I want 250 to be multiplied every time here. So what I will do, I'll put a dollar sign before 250. Then 5, yes, I don't want this thing to be changed, so I will put it before the row reference. And lastly, I'm copying it 200, and I want to copy 200 vertically and horizontally, so I will put a dollar sign here and I put a dollar sign over here. Let me tell you one more time. At the time when you are doing the edit, your F4 key become your toggle key. So if I'm here and I select this cell and I press F4 once, now it is showing me $1 before the row reference, before the column reference, no dollar sign, and before column and before row. So F4 become your toggle key. I will say enter. And now if I copy this thing over here, I can see, because I'm producing 250 quantity each day at $5 with 200 plus, so the answer will be the same. And if I drag this thing over here, so every column will show me the same amount. Why? Every item will show me the same amount. Why? Because the same quantity with the same value is been produced on a daily basis with 200 over here. So this is a very simple one. And now if I want, I can put a sum over here, going into home and say sum. So this is my day totals. I can drag down till here, and over here again I can do the same thing. I can put a sum, which is I want from only from here till here, enter, and I can copy it down till whatever I want. So this is my 2 weeks of a production schedule. If my boss wants me to produce something, this is my schedule, which I'm showing that each day this will be my cost and what is the total cost here. Okay, let's take another example. Now here my products are same over here, but I produce these many quantities in December. And my boss wants that we want to do a forecast of the production or the sales, whatever it is. And for Jan, Feb and March, my boss wants me to use these percentages. So if it is so, what I will do, if I have to produce 5% more than the December quantity, that means in January I will produce 5% more of 450. So 450 plus 5%. So what I will do is equals to this. First let me create a formula, and then we will go on to into this thing, bracket close, plus, so this will give me a percentage 5%, and then plus one more time 450 to make it the total. So here it become 473, which is a 5% of this. Now I want to copy this horizontal and vertical. So what I will be doing it again, I will come onto my edit side. Do I want this C column to become D, E and F? No. So if no, then I will be putting my dollar sign over here. Then for D5, do I want it to become E and F? No. So I put a dollar sign here. But I also don't want this D5 to become D6 also. So I will put a dollar sign over here also. Okay. And every time I want the C column to be added in the calculation, so I will put a dollar sign here. I will not put a dollar before 6 over here and 6 over here, because I want quantities to be changed every time. And after doing this, I will simply press the enter button. I will drag it to here, and sorry, I will not put a D over here, enter. So drag it over here and double click, and here you can see. So let's do some verification. So here I'm seeing that 7% is getting multiplied by 450 and added. Yes, this is what I want here. 300 getting multiplied by this 5%, and I'm okay here. Over here, F2, this 300 getting multiplied by 8%, and so on. And over here in the first column, I can see this 200 getting multiplied by 5%. Okay, so I hope that if you remember this simple formula, you can easily handle the sum functions with the reference. And I hope that you have learned something new from this sum and reference functions. If you want me to cover any specific functions or scenario, then please feel free to leave a comment below and I will get back to you. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.